What's up, everyone? In the trenches here. Today was a very busy day in the NFL. We're going to go ahead and go over all the contract negotiations that happens and also a little bit of more heat for the New Orleans Saints game and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Stay tuned. Coach, if you're a coach the day before you play a brand new Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has the GOAT now at quarterback, what are you telling Cam Jordan? I mean, come on. Why are you going to open your mouth the day before the game?
I probably would have went to Cam and said, Cam, I understand that we didn't have a preseason. You ready to hit somebody else besides your teammates, but please do not stir up Tom Brady and that Tampa offense.
I don't know. We've seen Tom Brady. You remember the Steelers? Was it against the Steelers? I think it was when it was like in the end zone. And he got like all tough and he got into the face of the defender. That's when you know Tom Brady's a man. You know, you don't want to stir
Mm,
that man up.
yeah,
Talking about the Saints, we'll move on. Cam Jordan did say that they're fighting for second place. It's nothing new to us. I think we all have the Saints first place, and they won't be fighting for second place. They're gonna be second place. There's no one else in that division to fight. So he's just trying to get into their head, and I don't see the reason for it. I think it's dumb. Just keep your mouth shut, perform on the field, and that's it. But talking about the Saints, Alvin Kamara, Johnny, you got the numbers. Tell us the numbers. Alvin Kamara was talked about that he was going to get traded, but the Saints smartly figured it out, and they're going to pay the man.
Alvin Kamara is currently 25 years old. Been in the league 3 years. He just signed a 5-year, $75 million extension, 34.3 million guaranteed. Pretty much what that means is yes, he could play till he's 30. Yes, you got him for another 5 years. But his signing bonus is $15 million. Pretty much by year three, if he's still working, you could always rework his deal, keep him around. I mean, he's right now in the prime of his career. If by year three, God forbid, he gets injured or whatever, you're really only on the hook for pretty much 3 years, 34 million. That's the way these NFL contracts work. Now, his numbers, anybody who's on them in fantasy, they're pretty staggering. I mean, you're talking about a guy that in the first 3 years rushed for 2104, had 17 rushing touchdowns, caught every single year of his first 3 years. I don't know how he managed to do this, but he caught exactly 81 balls per year.
That's wild. It's like they
Not
planned
an,
for it.
I'm not saying he averaged 81 balls. No. Every year it's 81, 81, 81. I don't know how he did that. It's astronomical. But you're talking about also a kid that he basically has 37 career total touchdowns in 3 years. That is production. That is some serious production. Yes, he may not be your ground and pound 1,000-yard rusher, but on that team, he doesn't need to be. You know, obviously the Sean Payton offense, Drew Brees getting him the ball 81 times a year. He's going to make things happen. I think it was a really good deal for the Saints. It was a really good deal for fantasy owners who have him. There was a lot of speculation about him getting traded, etc. We talked about it earlier. I think it's a good deal for everybody involved. And again, prime of his career, but you know how football is, 28, 29, he breaks down, body breaks down. They're really only on the hook for 3 years for 34 million. So
Yeah, now that the box has given us the numbers and the stats behind Alvin Kamara deal, coach, having a quarterback like Drew Brees, that as much as we love Drew Brees, he is coming to the end of his career. How important is it to have a running back and a receiver like Michael Thomas together when it comes time to replace the Hall of Famer Drew Brees?
that combination is good for any quarterback coming in, transitioning to the New Orleans Saints. When you have receivers like Michael Thomas and even Emmanuel Sanders on the other side to stretch the defense, it keeps them honest. Um, Alvin Kamara is that outlet that'll slip out from the backfield. He'll stay back like he's blocking and slip out for a quick dump. Or sometimes Kamara can go out into formation in the slot and create a mismatch somewhere with the defense. And when the plays ran and then the defense shows their coverage, Drew Brees or the next quarterback can pick them apart for a big play.
Yeah, and for all you fantasy guys out there, keepers leagues or not keeper league, like dynasty league or not, we're certain that Alvin Kamara is going to be there for the next few years. So if you do have him in a dynasty, don't trade him, because I'm sure some of you were thinking about trading him with the trade talks, and start him. So, and he is not the only important running back in the NFL. Dalvin Cook also signed his contract. He was, I believe, holding out. They were doing contract negotiations, and Dalvin Cook has now signed. Box, give me those numbers, and what does that mean for the Vikings with Dalvin Cook now signing?
Well, the one thing to get him signed, because obviously they have, they've paid a lot of people, including the guaranteed money they're giving their quarterback. They got their linebacker Kendricks. They kind of toyed with the salary cap. They forwarded him $6 million of signing bonus, freed up that money, and they were able to give Dalvin Cook 5-year extension, $62.5 million. However, here's the thing. Him and Kamara are the exact same age. They're 25 years old. Came in the league the same years, et cetera, et cetera. Both signed the deals the same day. His is bigger. However, his only has $28 million of guarantees. And I'm pretty sure the reason for that is because the 3 years he's been in the league, he's been hurt all but one. Now, the 1 year he was not hurt, which was last year, he had a pretty damn good year. He had, let me go here. Okay, he had 1,135 yards rushing. He had 13 rushing touchdowns, another 53 catches, 519 yards. And for now, however, because of his injuries, for his career in 3 years, he's only got 19 total touchdowns versus Kamara's 37. But again, it all goes to the injury. When he's healthy and you keep him healthy, he is a workhorse. You're talking about a guy who averaged, let's see here, 4.5, 4.6, 4.8, 4.6 for his career yards per carry. He is a workhorse. He can make things happen. He's got long runs of 75 and 70 yards each of the last 2 years. He can take it the distance. He is a special, special talent. And he is from down here, Miami Central. He's a Miami boy. So I'm very happy for him that he got his money. I'm very happy that the Vikings took care of that, because we were talking about the NFC North, the North division. We talked about how he needed to get signed. They could not afford to have him holding out. He's an integral part of that team, of that offense, out of them going forward if they're going to have a chance for the Super Bowl. But yeah, his contract, like I said, finalized at 5 years, $62.5 million and $28 million guaranteed.
That's a lot of money. That's a very high risk, high reward type of contract for the Vikings.
Correct.
Pop quiz, because I know you're the draft guy. Who got drafted first, Kamara or Cook?
I want to say Cook, because I want to say Cook got drafted higher. I will look that up, but I want to say Cook got drafted higher because the Vikings would have had the higher pick in the third round. I want to say they were both third rounders, but I think the Vikings would have had the higher pick over the Saints, because the Saints, I think, would have gone to the NFC title game. But I will look that up. I want to say Cook went a couple of slots higher.
All right. Coach, high risk, high reward type of running back. We know he's talented. We know when he is healthy, he could play. What does this mean for the Vikings offense going forward? And as a coach, how worried, or let's put you GM, I guess you could be sort of coach, same thing. Are you a little worried about the type of money that he got and the longevity of the contract, or is just worth the contract? Is he worth the contract?
I think just as a business decision, it was a good decision for the Minnesota Vikings to make, to invest in Dalvin Cook the way they did. I mean, you have a guy who has averaged from the line of scrimmage 118 yards a game. He has led the NFL with 11 yards after the catch. A guy like that, you need him in your offense to go. When they play in that new Metrodome Stadium and the crowd comes back, the crowd's rocking, you got that Viking horn blowing. It's insane in that stadium, and Dalvin Cook can charge that crowd. So a guy like that, he needs to be on the team. He helps with the passing game and the receivers to make that passing game go. So definitely, it was a great move by Minnesota to go ahead and give this young man a good contract to sew him up for the next couple of years in Minnesota.
Yeah, now you said that, I would love to get a football players played on that field in that stadium down and ask him, because every time the Dolphins play there, and I'm like, that's annoying as hell. It has been a busy day in football. Cam Jordan, I guess. Whatever. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna beat him up for it. Good for him that he's talking shit about Tom Brady. It makes football funner at the end of the day.
By the way, to answer your question, Dalvin Cook went first. He went 41st overall, mid-second round, and Kamara went high third round. I guess the Saints would have traded down to pick up an extra pick. They got the pick from the Niners. But, yeah, Cook went 41st overall, mid-second round. Kamara went high third round, 67th overall.
Boom. I love it, coming in with that clutch information there. And I'm sure you have the other news in the busy day in NFL right before the first Sunday of the year. Cooper Kupp also got a contract. I'm not a big Cooper Kupp fan, but I might be the only one in the NFL that's not. But tell me, what are his numbers? What are they looking like compared to other big receivers?
27 years old, been in the league 3 years. Got a 3-year, $48 million contract, average salary of 16 years. They did not say how much he got for the signing bonus or how much guaranteed money he got. I'm going to guess that if it's a 3-year, 48, he's probably getting somewhere around 20, 21, 22 guaranteed, which basically means, again, first year and a half or the first year, maybe the second year, you pretty much paid him all his money. He falls off. God forbid. You could always always cut him and avoid paying the rest of that contract. Now, Kupp has been, he came into the league at 24. He was actually a pretty older guy. Played 15 games his rookie year, 62 catches, 869 yards. Second year, he got hurt. He only played 8 games. Last year, had 94 catches for 1161 and 10 touchdowns. Ooh. With a long of 66, and the year before, a long of 70. As a matter of fact, all 3 years, his longest pass has been no less than 64 yards. So he, as much as you could say he's a possession receiver and he's a, get open, he's, very, very Edelman-ish. Yeah. He's a guy who could take it the distance, especially under that Sean McVay offense. I think it's actually a very good move because I know it sounds like he's getting paid $16 million a year to be basically a slot guy, but he's not. The NFL contracts don't work the way MLB or NBA contracts work. It's different. I do think it's a good thing. It's only a 3-year deal. He's already 27, but he's coming off his best year. Now is the time to sign him, and he's the type of guy, even on an offense that is powerful and can put up a lot of points and a lot of yards. He's a guy you need. He's a guy you need to get you first downs, to get you touchdowns, to get open, to keep drives alive. He's good. I think he's great. And for fantasy, let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of his in fantasy. He's the type of guy you want on your team. He is a flex option. If you got a PPR league, for you fantasy guys out there, if you got a PPR league, he is, the flex option, because he is going to catch you, 7, 8, 9 balls a game, the occasional touchdown, pushing 100 yards. He's going to get you points every damn week. I think it's a really good signing for the Los Angeles Rams, and we're going to see him Sunday night. So good luck to him.
Yes, sir. Good luck to him with his new contract. Coach, I know you like trading. You got Cooper Kupp?
I don't think I have him on any team. I think he's past that sleeper stage where early on in his career, I was always picking him up. And now people like the box and even the chef. Take my draft picks. Take my draft picks. Kill me.
Listen, I'm not going to talk about the fantasy draft where I was eyeing Russell Wilson and somebody, I'm not going to say who, decided to take him, but it was okay. He was one of the 3 guys I wanted. But lo and behold, guess who took the guy I wanted? You know, the coach, and he's always talking about me reading his books, yada yada yada. He's the one who snaked me this year.
Well, thank you, thank you for that.
Y'all keep me out of this. I was a number 1 overall pick. Y'all can't even complain about me.
But Chef, I think Cooper Kupp is like what Bach said. I mean, week in and week out, this guy is consistent, and it seems like Sean McVay and his offense, he wants those receivers who are consistent, those guys who are going to catch at least 7 balls a week. Those guys catch 12, 14 balls. You can look for a good week for them guys, fantasy wise. Cooper Kupp is good. 2018, as Box mentioned, he had a ACL tear, but that next year he came back with a vengeance, all career best. This guy, he's another guy. He deserved the contract that he earned this contract, just like the other guys.
Absolutely, all 3 of them have earned their contract completely, and like you both mentioned, this gives the ability for Goff and McVay offense to push the ball downfield. Maybe we'll see. Most likely, we're going to see some of that tomorrow night. With that being said, guys, that is your information. Alvin Kamara contract, Cam Jordan poking the bear, and Dalvin Cook and Cooper Kupp. And Johnny, before we get out of here, go ahead.
One last thing, because I know we haven't mentioned it in a couple of shows, and I'm kind of mad at myself for not doing it. Tomorrow is Sunday, or depending on when you guys are watching this, maybe today is Sunday. If you guys are hungry, you guys are in Miami, don't forget about our boys at Express Pasta and Subs. Al and Nine, don't ask me why they call him Nine. It's between him and I. If you guys are hungry, you don't want to do pizza, you want to do something healthy, watch while you're watching the game. DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, hit them up. Express Pasta and Subs. Al, we love you. Thank you so much for your support. And Nine, I definitely got to come by. Love you guys.
Also, shout out to DJ Nacho, my boy. He gave us he made our logo for us, the In the Trenches logo with the mic and the football that you see on our YouTube page, on our videos. Thank you very much. I'm going to put his information down low. We're going to have Al's information on the video. Until next video, have a good night, guys.
Enjoy week 1, everybody.
Kojak, you going down.